We find ourselves in game 2 of the finals of the Airmech Carry Me #4 tournament. This is a 2v2 tournament. It is generally going to be where we match good players with bad players. We have had a slew of technical difficulties, disconnects, and Boblanisms throughout the day, but we got rolling and we have overcome these problems, unfortunately at the expense of several unlucky players that I will find a way to make it up to, and I will feed them sweet, sweet diamonds in retribution. But for the meantime, we have Kumamon and Killer. They are team Is This Game Dead? Unfortunately, Is This Game Dead? Looking like our current favorite. They are up 1-0 against team Ass Backwards. We have ellomius and RAND0M are spawning as the blue team down in the bottom right side. Both teams on this map, Chasm, are going to be going for their close outpost, very close to their fort, because that's going to be the first place that the creeps will aggro to. So all these little creeps are going to just wander into that building. They're going to hang out. They're going to shack up. I hear there's sweet tea in there. It's a hot summer day here in Chasm. Although, strangely enough, the trees are orange, which implies that it's fall, but the grass is still yellow, which I don't know what season it is, or what planet this is. Kumamon is going to immediately go towards the outpost. Killer, true to form, is going to camp the fort, looking for creeps to kill. He just wants to slow down this opener. That's really all he wants to do. So Killer is going to go for these creeps. He does not care about the player kill. He does not care about the fort damage. He cares about killing these creeps, because by killing these creeps, Blue cannot capture this outpost without building infantry, which takes time, it takes money, it takes attention. And so all he's trying to do is be annoying, and he's going to kill more creeps if he's at all able to. ellomius is able to pick up all 4 of those, able to heal those up, so ellomius will be able to capture this outpost. The reason this favors Green Team is because Green already owns this outpost. Green has a full maybe minute and a half advantage right now over Blue. Looks like a bunch of Blue heavy mines have gone down. Why would you relocate this to your side of the outpost? I'm not entirely sure. I feel like they'd be more useful where you're going to see more Green units. Green does not have enough tanks in range of this outpost, so ultimately what you typically see on Chasm, but you do not see right now, is a variety of Blue units within firing distance of the outpost, so that both teams will have a very clear firing arc so that that outpost stays neutral. With Blue playing this so coy, it looks like Green is going to be able to capture it and hold it, but Killer is busy in the corner, just doing more harassment, just trying to keep these outposts neutral. That cuts down on Blue's unit cap. Blue is now unable to build units until they capture that, which will slow down the overall game for Blue and just keep Green a little bit further in the lead. Now, with Green able to constantly hold on to this middle outpost with no compensation from Blue, what you're going to see is Green slowly but surely ease ahead in that unit upkeep. Right now, it's still nominally a match, but they're going to find Blue is going to find themselves outmoneyed and outgunned for a fair amount of time. So what RAND0M is going to do is sit here with his Angel Sniper, but he's not going to have enough energy to do too much. Now, although he is getting a fair number of kills, ellomius as the Osprey has a pretty good way to make his tanks survive, but has no energy at all after ferrying all those tanks around. So Kumamon and Killer, true to form, doing what they do best. They're just going to dance around these tanks and keep them from doing any damage. Killer may get killed here by the snipe, but jumps onto the outpost. That feels like a glitch, but he does it anyway. And RAND0M just trying to get, if not the player killed, then to pick off some of these tanks. So ellomius doing all the micro and the heavy listing. RAND0M is putting in the damage, and actually, you know what? This is working. Green Team, now at a disadvantage, does not have nearly enough upkeep to put up a fight. Kumamon trying to backdrop, but there's just way too many Blue tanks on the dance floor here. Immediately gets pushed out. Both Blue tanks die. Kumamon falls back to his outpost, but oh wait, it's not his outpost anymore. Blue team has wrested this back, and we are back at the typical, predictable Chasm stalemate. I like a little back and forth, but along the same lines, this is Chasm. So RAND0M is going to be whipping out his rifle and putting damage into the repair units first. Killer doesn't mind if he takes a shot or two to the face because the Angel is not high enough level to insta-kill him yet. So at this time, what we're going to see is probably a bit of shuffling. I would expect ellomius to ferry most of these tanks over to the other side of the outpost. Or potentially just try and defend drops from Killer. Killer dropping with jumpers himself. Completely shut down. Blue's got plenty of units on the defense, no problem. And so instead, Green trying to ferry across the middle, Kumamon trying to be brave with it, but ellomius and RAND0M have actually got pretty good map awareness this game and pretty good babysitting skills as far as keeping their tanks alive. And what we found is that because of that mismanagement of units on Green's part, Blue is going to take this outpost. This is now under Blue control. You got 4 jumpers in there. ellomius has to make something out of this and start ferrying tanks over right now, or they're going to lose control of it again. Not quite enough in there. RAND0M needs to get his sniper rifle out. Green team is ferrying more units forward, so Blue's kind of lost that opportunity for that particular exchange. So, but fortunately, the Angel's pretty good at ranging units. And so that Angel might be able to get a couple more kills. ellomius is going to play Killer at his own game, drop some units on capture, thinking that it's undefended. That one Longhorn's actually going to do more damage than you might expect, just because they're on the capture command, these Blue units are going to prioritize the outpost. That keeps them from really taking out the Longhorn before they get up to the post. So you see that as they close range, they're going to reprioritize and take a lot of extra damage from that Longhorn, unfortunately. But ellomius here with the creeps is going to be able to capture that base. And this is completely unscouted by Green Team. Kumamon just now showing up. ellomius dropping Dillos to protect. RAND0M bringing out jumpers of his own, locking those in the bunkers. So this is uncapturable. Killer needs to think of something and needs to think of something quick to salvage this game. Trying to pick off any infantry he can to try and get this as close to neutral as he can. More heavy mines going down for Blue. That keeps Green Team from rearranging their units. There are artillery on the Blue Team punching in as well. Are there repair units? Only one fixer that should die to the splash damage in about 3, 2, 1. I was a little bit off, but now that artillery is going to have its way with the rest of the units. The Angel is also having its way with the tanks. There's no anti-air, there's no repair units. And slowly but surely, this is going to eke its way in favor of the Blue Team. Killer going for the fort, trying to get some damage in that way. Jumpers generally pretty cost efficient, but does get scouted. So he's got to get out of dodge if he wants to stay alive. Kumamon trying to use his Paladin Hammer to get some blast damage done. Loses the T-99 in the process. So Blue with a firm advantage. Long, strong, hard advantage in this particular game. Killer now finds himself awkwardly ferrying around infantry, but with no undefended outposts to attack, so is going to try and sneak in the side with a couple of Longhorn, do mostly damage and distraction with his own mech while the Longhorns dish out the cannons. But that does get scouted as well. RAND0M with the stasis shot keeps those Longhorn from attacking. Killer is going to be able to save those, though. He took off just in time. Blue Team, ellomius is doing the shuffle over on the side, and it's going to bring all these Dillos up to the top of that mountain and take down this outpost as well. Green Team finding their unit slightly out of position. A couple of drops over on the side should be able to take care of that. Angel, meanwhile, taking just some jumpers and putting those on the corner. Not a lot of damage, but enough to be concerned about if you don't deal with them. But Green Team does not have the time to deal with that sort of crap. Kumamon trying to go in the back, but not realizing the back's actually the strong point of this outpost. Blue has units littering the floor everywhere. Someone needs to institute some cleanup on aisle 5. Killer getting sniped. We've got a headshot from RAND0M. And ellomius still going to babysit these tanks around, getting muscled off. Kumamon pulling off a pretty good defense with the fixers, the honeypot on the socket, and keeping his tanks alive pretty well. ellomius dropping some heavy mines around. Don't know how effective those are going to be since there are adequate protection measures against that. RAND0M dropping with the Angel. Kumamon is giving up, hitting that surrender button. They recognize they probably can't win this game without pulling some serious shenanigans out. Killer agrees. They go ahead and surrender this game 1 or game 2. That puts us tied 1-1. We are going to a game 3, y'all. I can dig it. I can dig it.